When it comes to aggro enemies that just don't leave you alone, the horned warriors of Enir-Ilim come to mind. They've got stomps, kicks, shoulder tackles, and swords. Of those, we can use the swords, and we're really only going to use the big sword. We could technically use 2 smaller curved swords, but I know myself. I want to use the curved greatsword. Let's get big, let's get chunky, let's get horny on main. Hey everybody, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. To watch these runs live, follow us on Twitch. We're finding new ways to play Elden Ring all the time. Join the Patreon to support the channel. It's the best place to do it, and you can vote in the polls. This one beat out the Fire Knight, so if you wanted to see that spicy greatsword, you needed to vote. Tulok time is where we're playing other games like Mass Effect without guns. Tulok the Cardbarian is where we do the Magic the Gathering stuff. Tulok the Barbarian is where we're making the D&D 5e homebrew. Now let's get ready to gather the most ornate armor in the game. Here's my commitment. No more horny jokes this run. I can make other puns out of horn, but that one in the beginning is it. I had one horny thing to use and I already blew it. Shoot. Okay, starting now. At the end of the Lionel run, we respec to be good for 1 fight with a spell, which means we need a tier for Renala to respec us. It's mostly going to be a strength weapon, but it also scales with dexterity and faith. Love a nice spread. Google Tulok gets spread on your work computer to see some of my favorite stat builds. The sword drops from my nemesis, Enir-Ilim, top of the stairs guy, that bastard. But it honestly goes fine. Between us and the Jarman, we've got it covered. Somberstone gathering montage. I decided to take the Somberstone 10 from Mogwin, just gotta bait the Sanguine Noble down, and we're golden. This is a maxed out sword. Hopefully it's a little bit better at DPS than Lionel's from last week. We get to test that pretty early, heading down into the hidden path of the Haligtree for the Silver Scarab Talisman, and then needing to fight the Mimic tier to escape. So, DPS check. Here we go.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
I was too nice to Lionel just because I liked him. The Great Epi is trash, but I didn't realize it until I got that good stuff from the curved greatsword. Just goes to show, shape doesn't matter, length doesn't matter. It's all about the girth. Ready to see the greatest farm of my life? Because this is our guy. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Yo, no. We got the Yo, I'm sorry? We got the pants and the hands? We already caught these hands? First one. The first guy dropped 2 pieces. Silver Scarab is working overtime. It raises your item discovery by 75, but it might as well have raised it by 100. Next guy. What the fuck? Okay, the drop rate has got to be way higher. No shot. Well, getting hands, chests, and feet isn't all that hard. It turns out getting head takes the longest, but even that didn't take super long. About 6 minutes in total. At Pidgey, if we're counting with Pokemon, that's 16. Really great farm. Fantastic stuff. Skies out, thighs out, I guess. I did think it was a little heavier of a set, but this is okay. It's on the worst end of okay, but it's okay. I like the Ash of War during the farm, so let's complete the Alex quest and get the Jar Shard. While we bring Alex to completion, I'll talk about some of the quirks of this build. First, the sword. It's got faith scaling, but no holy damage. It's just a 3rd damage scaling stat to make Godric's Great Rune hit a little harder. Next, the head. It gives you +5 strength, but lowers the amount you heal from flasks, and reduces your focus. Apparently, the big spike helmet isn't comfortable to wear.
I'm taking the chin off. It kills.
The chin kills.
Yeah, it actually does kill. It's quite heavy, Craig.
Alex has a pretty solid slash resistance, so he gets a few of his moves off. Good for him. Sometimes you have to let your bro hit. Then, down in the Weeping Peninsula, we clean up some turtle toes and grab another copy of that Dancing Lion's Hole. The Horn Calling Storm, it counts as a storm. So with that and the Alex Shard, it's a pretty massive buff. That does mean we're a little short on room for defensive slots, but we can switch those on later if we need to. Hey, spoilers, we never really need to. Of course, the only thing better than 1 horn is 2 horns. Just ask any Rhino or any Taskmaster Clonecest fanfic. Which... what a stupid fucking joke. Which means we have to go explore Enir-Ilim and get our horned warrior Spirit Ash. Thankfully, we still have the Ghost Glovewort Bell Bearing from the last run, so 1 through 6 are accounted for. Time for more running. But you'd have so much better time running your business with a website from today's sponsor, Squarespace. That's right, gamers. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest place to go if you want to design a website for your business. What makes it so great? design intelligence. Not your design intelligence. You don't have to have any. Squarespace has all that. It's easy drag and drop functionality, starting with a professionally designed template and then helping you build your own business identity as you go forward without even having to know the mastery of different design elements. Squarespace has color palettes and design templates that make sure you're going to look good. And Squarespace works for any kind of business, whether or not you're selling physical goods or selling courses or videos. Squarespace makes it easy to set up paid-only areas where you can keep your video content or your courses. They also make it really easy for your customers to pay you, accepting credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, and even ClearPay and Afterpay if you want your customers to be able to buy now and pay later. Setting up a website with Squarespace is so easy. We set up our website on your work computer in an afternoon as a goof. It also works for serious applications. I just wanted to do a goof that day. So when you're ready to get started, go to squarespace.com and start your free trial. Then when you're ready to publish, go to squarespace.com/tulokmango to get 10% off your first website or domain. Again, squarespace.com, free trial. Then when you're ready to publish, squarespace.com/tulokmango for 10% off your first website or domain. Now let's get back to that horned warrior. That's the French horn solo from After the Gold Rush off Neil Young's 1970 album Crazy Horse. Low-key, one of my favorite songs ever. A fantastic piece of music. How does the grafted scion handle our horn calling? Why is it that every time FromSoft makes a goated Ash of War, it's always just spinning? If you couldn't tell, it's basically Stormcaller, but longer and thicker and also slower. Let's test out our Spirit Ash against Margit, and wow, he's about twice our size. Little issue, our armor doesn't have the best poise. I don't know how much better it would have been if we had the good poise, but I would bet we could swing through a few more attacks. It's not a huge issue though. You should know, I literally said it was a little issue. The danger path of Stormveil isn't very dangerous, and neither is the dingus at the end of it. Oh, I do that too. We both do that. That's neat. I think I might do it a little better than you do. Hi. Godric's Great Rune is perfect for this run. The only stats we don't need are Arcane and Intelligence. Really makes the whole thing come together, giving us 15 more points of damage. Smaragd woke up early? Big mistake. You should not have done that. It's bad news when killing something is faster than running away. Dogs shouldn't be left out in thunderstorms, so Red Wolf of Radahn gets bodied. Can Moongram parry it? Sadly, those spins made it so we couldn't summon our buddy for Renala. Guess we gotta beat her by ourselves. Spinning one cycles her. Call it a spin cycle. Then in phase 2, she doesn't really get to move. She gets one shockwave off when she's summoning, but that is it. That is all she gets. Imagine horns in fort height. There have been other instruments. Put horns in. Grail goes fine, but when we knock him down, we have a dragon problem. If you hit the wing, the same hit can't hit the head, and the hitbox is like a weird circle around us. Putrid Avatar goes much better. Well, no. Just goes really well. Nothing gets better than winning, other than winning faster. I don't even know that we won faster. I hope this party is over fast. There's nothing better for me at a party than someone else being the first one to leave. So the dam is broken and I can just go get some damn sleep. Radahn gets hit with the storm, but we are one hit away from one cycling it. If my spacing was better, we could have had that. Nobody to blame but me. Carry a manor? No, but if we walked in a circle for a few days, the horns could take it down. Loretta can't handle a little spin, and our spin ain't little. Another mimic tier. Okay, this time we have an extra large mimic tier. It's a magnum tier for a monster dong. Regal Cinema Spirit. The fight is always boring, so I'll just say I saw The Monkey recently. It was a fun movie. I didn't see it at a Regal, but it was good. Incel Rivermane, probably not. Horns are generally decorative or a display of sexual prowess in the animal kingdom. That's not horny talk. That's just talk about horns, so the horned warrior probably attracts a lot of mates. Astel gets broken down so incredibly fast, just another swing and we're done. Confession time, I fucked up. If you've seen the Lionel video, I think I said heavy thrusting swords had about a 10% damage penalty to go a little bit faster. No. Fucking 30% damage penalty. Minimum. Hey, might just be the great epi is bad, or maybe this curved greatsword specifically rips, but it's a night and day difference, gamers. Boggart can't keep cooking his shrimp in a storm. What a shame. The Godskin Noble tries to roll me out, but I have another plan in mind. You know what? I thought this was through. The Rykard fight isn't as fun. Skip. Valiant Gargoyles are also less fun, but hey, not every boss can be the goat that is the Godskin Noble. Wait, do I really like the Godskin Noble fight? Oh god, I think I do. They try to poison the floor, then they try the tornadoes. Nothing works. I'm the one who makes the storms. I'm the one who will floors. I guess. Having Hornus here really helps. Hornus is the name we gave the Spirit Ash. It's like Horus with an N in the middle. The N makes it sound like horn because he's a horned warrior, and Horus is just a common name. Well, not all that common, but you've heard it. And since it has 3 letters in common with horn, it was the ideal choice for a name with horn as the pun. Anyway, I can't really explain it all now. Let's fight Fia's champs. This thing is great against NPCs, and it's also great at covering large areas, so it makes it great in ganks. This is the gank NPC fight. It couldn't go better than this. It really is going well, at least in the first half of the game. In other words, Godfrey? Yeah, of course he's free. Easiest boss I've ever fought. Actually, I played another Krebs Treasure for some background footage with the gun mode on. That was way easier. You just hit one button and win. It rules. Morgott is a fellow curved sword enjoyer. I mean, anyone who's used them would agree. They're sick. Oh, get the bleed! Get the bleed, buddy! Okay, here's the thing. Like, that never makes you bleed as a player. But it's a guaranteed bleed almost, it seems like, on every other thing. Oh my god, I haven't been praising Hornus enough. He's the best. There's an attack that basically makes his weapon an Omen Killer Cleaver, and that almost always procs the bleed if the boss can bleed. And he's huge, and he does good damage, and he's got a lot of health. Couldn't be better. It's a 10 out of 10 Ash. For Demlands, you really fumbled with the cloture vote, huh? You had one bargaining chip, kind of just gave it away. Probably don't do that. We're at the point now where I'm just like, I don't know, wake up in the morning, brush your teeth. Fire Giant has no recourse for the power of one curvy boy. It hacks up his ankle, it hacks up his hand, it hacks up his toes. The chain after the fight, though. Are you fucking kidding me? That dude can fight. Godskin Duo are both weak to slash, so as they spawn in, we spawn spin. It's as close to spawn camping as you can get in an RPG. Malekith could be a pickle. The best advantage he has is a dumb horse outside that distracts our Spirit Ash. I get it. I like horses too, but we are fighting a boss, Hornus. No problem. Phase 2 starts. We break the stance. It's over. Gideon tries to get a little cheeky and roll out of the storm. Tries. Doesn't succeed. Dies. Godfrey has some meat on him now, but after we crit him into phase 2, it's basically over. The damage we put on him stacks so fast that he can go to stomp phase, and then we just hit him a few more times. Final boss, Radahn, cannot handle the bonking power of our slashy boy. Elden Beast gets broken down so we can spin on the floundered corpse, then we just gotta outrun Elden Stars and keep running it down for an easy win. That's the royal capital to Elden Beast in about 45 minutes. 20 of that is just running to Fire Giant. This is really fast. I'm not even putting in another needle drop. We're just going to do the super bosses as part of this part. Placiduous Axe targets Hornus with the lightning right away, giving us free hits. That leads to a stance break, and then he doesn't fly away. Wait, for real? He's not going up in the air? Well, he's not going in the air? What? Huh. He's acting weird today. No worries. Once he's on the ground, he starts teleporting, but we keep the damage up. As he hits the Omega Laser, we actually get some decent positioning. Not perfect, we get a little burned, but decent enough that we can get in behind and chop him up. Fortis Axe is a little more annoying, but probably easier, like fighting a toddler versus fighting a 90-year-old. Both of them are going to be easy and crap their pants, but one of them is going to try and tell you about Paw Patrol, and the other one's just going to be racist. It's way more fun to fight a racist than it is to fight a fan of Paw Patrol. God help you if you have to fight someone who's both. Troll Toll has been paid. Let's go to the castle's hole and tangle with Niall and the goons. I've heard a lot of people don't like these goons, so if you're a fan, leave a comment letting everyone know you're a true gooner. Niall gets absolutely smashed by the sword. Just no mercy, full tilt boogie. After a nice 20 minutes of medallion gathering, we're in the Howling Tree fighting Loretta. It looks hairy for a moment, but that's just because horses are hairy. We can safely back off thanks to Hornus and his aggro tendencies. Malenia will probably be the only struggle in the base game. I mean, we just have Moog left after this, so yeah. Hey, how does the Horned Warrior do in this fight? Holy shit! Yeah, he's got multiple moves that flatten her or knock her into the air. I really think if we just use some healing, he could solo this fight. Maybe the best Ashe for this fight I've ever seen, up there with Tish and the Imp Cannon. We can power through that Ducky Dance, push to phase 2. It's much better than getting hit by it. Sadly, after we storm her out of the onion, we get the clones. And I dodged it flawlessly. Oh, circle! Okay, so I'm not so bad at the game that I don't know how to roll the dodge. Sometimes inputs just get eaten. I literally stood still and got grabbed. Watching the footage back, that's an input eaten through the mouth and right into the game's tummy. Attempt 2, we get her against the arena entrance and fully bully her. Just no moving allowed. Remember Lionel, remember who was here for Lionel fighting Lee? Yeah, this is a lot better than that. We hit her with the tornado at the start of phase 2 and then she juice boxes Hornus. Nope. I'll let you have that. I'll let you have that, buddy. It's no issue. He deals the damage back immediately. Bigger problem though, we get a melee range attack of the clones. That's just not going to work out for us. Third attempt, we live through a melee Ducky Dance and refuse to get the crit. We don't need it. I didn't want it anyway. Hornus keeps pushing her onto the ground like it's his goddamn job and we miss another crit. I'm noticing a pattern here. We get to phase 2, get another stance break 4, a third whiffed crit. 3 whiffed crits! He bled her out of the attack of the clones! Are you kidding? What hit me? Hornus really is the best, and we get the poetic victory. I love a poetic victory, much better than a Pyrrhic victory. Penguin Noble is just funny. Come on in. Nice rolls, dumbass. You know what? I'm going to start calling this Ash of War NRD. Short for, nice roll, dumbass. Nerd. It's the Nerd Destroyer. Yada yada yada, Mogwin Palace. Isn't it neat that we're doing this last to run right into the DLC? I mean, isn't it? Is it neat? I don't know. It's not the normal order we do. Hornus drops. We start swinging. He gets the bleed immediately. We gotta chug a little bit during the counting. Then Hornus finishes it off with us. It's really the only thing better than one dude with a big curved sword. 2 dudes with 2 big curved swords. 1 curved greatsword each, not 2 each. That'd be 4. Sound off, gamers. It's time for a victory lap in the DLC. Dancing Lion, I find your lack of horns disturbing. That actually has a lot of horns. I think they're Crucible horns, right? Like the Horn Scent and the Horned Warriors and the Crucibles are all pretty related. Also Omens, which is wild because the Omen Killers also seem like they're using similar weapons to the Horned Warriors. It's almost like everyone is in a similar state of oppression from the ruling class, and they just want us fighting each other so we don't take it to them. I know Rilana doesn't want us taking it to her, which is why she fights back. This is one of those bosses that we kind of pancake super fast most of the time, so I'm weirdly unfamiliar with the moveset. Greed is the true killer here. The Storm is a bit too slow to actually use in most DLC boss fights. Oh well, guess I'll just have to use my massive curved greatsword. On the run back, we wait for better openings to hit the Storm until the end where I get greedy and try it again. R1s are enough, Phil. It's okay. Why does he not know that already? I know it. It's so clear from my hindsight. What if I just use the R1s? The R1s are good. There's nothing wrong with these R1s. Get the bleed, let's go. Okay. No, don't spin to win, Phil. Whoa! Hot stuff. Cool, got it. There's 2. Oh, Hornus. I love how bloodthirsty you are. Gaius is our next boss, and so much time has passed in between. I was wearing a different shirt. First attempt, not my finest work, barely even a dent on him. Next time, we remember. R1s. They're good, and we can use the Storm as a stance punish. It's around here I realized we still didn't have any defensive talismans on. Might be a good idea to equip some. Patience is truly a virtue to win, which makes sense, when every boss in the DLC takes 10 to 15 minutes of running to get to. But we skip all of that with the power of movie magic. We can also put a little animated penis on the screen doing the jitterbug, but we won't because we're responsible. Mesmer is putting the pressure on us, but for some reason, we're good at dodging him today. And I think the reason is I muted the game. I muted it because I just fully binge watch TV shows and YouTube videos while I play the game now. I think the music must throw the timing off in the other fights. Either that or Larry David and JB Smooth's chemistry on Curb Your Enthusiasm helped me lock in. By the way, I've moved on to Nathan for You right now. The key is finding a show you've seen enough times already that's not too distracting, but just distracting enough to stop your eyes from glazing over while you play the same game for the 50th time this year. We call it Subway Surfers on stream. If you ever want to watch along, just let me know when you're in stream. I'll give you the timestamp of the episode I'm watching. Sunflower is actually going fine, the weapon is long enough, but because some weird charge behavior, we're at the edge and fall off. Didn't realize it though. Tulok, you fell off, bro. I know that. Well, that's a shame. On our next bout, his charges are normal, so we can just kind of hit him in the face a bunch. Jory has a lot of ads, but they all fold over pretty quickly, which makes this the perfect place to storm off. What am I, a Jeskai player? That sax is only for the Magic the Gathering fans. We're working on getting new stuff on Tulok the Cardbarian, I promise. Seriously though, it's like there's nothing this build can't handle. What could get in the way? Midra? Just because we have a penalty to our focus and go mad incredibly fast? Oh my god. We got hit with the madness kind of fast there. Yeah, so for those who forgot, the helmet lowers our focus. Something that's only an issue in this fight and against, I guess, the Vike. Not a ton of madness enemies out there. Counterpoint though, just don't get hit by the madness and it's not a problem. R1s are enough. Hornus is bringing the bleed out. Yo, we bled him out of the phase transition. What a fucking champ. Holy shit, he's the GOAT. You know what those horns mean? Those horns mean he's the fucking GOAT. Hornus, I'm putting you on the top of the fridge, my guy. First Ancient Dragon Man gets hit with the Nerd Destroyer. Second one also gets hit with the Nerd Destroyer until slight issue. He's got more reach than me? No. No shot. Maw goes further? No, I think he just jumped it. Oh well, second try, spin to win. It's a good trick. Putrescent Knight also likes to spin, but his spin is more of a twist. Fans of classic Tulok and Mango video, Putrescent Knight does the Elden, the one that has Putrescent Knight in it. I forgot the title. You know what I'm talking about. But after some good old-fashioned R1 fun, we've hacked this Goo Knight into goo slices. Anna gets hit with the Nerd Slayer. Her shield helps a little, not a lot, just a little. Menor is very weak to slashing damage. Guess what we do? Slash. Since this weapon has an amount of stance pressure, we could a stance break at the start of phase 2 and then just spin for the win. Romina is a boss that bothers some people, but bugs everyone. Surprisingly not all that big of a challenge to get a leg up on her. She might have a lot of legs, but they're all short. Our sword is long, so is Hornus's, so the pressure stays high, even when she takes to the sky. Bars. Not to mention the free bleed from Hornus. Every boss that can bleed will just bleed one time. Leda and the gang would be nice, but first, I want to have a Pokemon battle. Let them fight! He deserves to finish the fight. Get him! Fuck him up. Come on! You've got this. You've got this. Come on. You're better than him. No, not the stance break. But he can't get grabbed. Come on, get the bleed attack. Do the bleed attack. Oh, he's so close. Let's go! He did it! Now we can go do Leda and the gang, aka the Nerd Parade. Hornsent gets nerded, then Dryleaf Dane gets nerded, then we ran out of mana, so Leda just gets the triple finish. Radahn goes okay, which for Radahn, that's pretty great. I'm bringing Ansbach because Radahn has pretty high bleed resistance. I'm worried Hornus won't be able to get there by himself. That was a mistake. Despite being a solid piece of Hornus's set, it's not enough to invest in Mr. Doesn't Do His Job because raising Radahn's health is worse. So after a few failures, we put him on the bench. It takes about 20 minutes of attempts. He's still no pushover. The lesson learned is R1s are good. Just use the R1s. And sometimes a charged R2 for the stance pressure because this weapon is good. Check out the stance break at the start of phase 2, followed by a whiffed grab. You'll love to see that. The meteors, I don't, mostly because of the myriad that follows. But hey, we live it. Big jump. We're still looking good at 6 flasks, and Hornus lives it, so we're definitely in business. He keeps drawing aggro until he dies, and that's all it took. He went down swinging, a true legend. Our victory lap against the Jagged Peak Drake is super smooth. I think Hornus also does some decent stance pressure for a Spirit Ash, because this dude falls over super fast. And of course, Bale. You know, that Bale talisman that boosts Magma. I wonder if that would make Magma a viable option in this game. Maybe we'll try that next week, because we really do one run that makes Phil feel good, and then one that makes Phil feel bad. I guess that's the pattern now. This is an S tier build. The sword rocks. You don't even need 3 stats to make it good. Just get strength and then invest in 2 other stats later to take it from good to great. The Ash of War has utility against NPCs, crowds, and also is a fantastic stance break punish. And honestly, ain't all that bad whipping it out raw if we had better poise. Ditch the helmet. 5 strength isn't worth the trade-off, especially late game, and you get it in the damn DLC. Hornus? Literally deserves the same recognition as Tish, Mimic Tier, and Canon Imp. This is a king among kings. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We're making new Elden Ring videos all the time. Join the Patreon to support the channel. It's the best place to do it. Check out the other channels, Tulok Time. If you feel like the video was a little too short and you need some extra stuff to watch, we put up a new video this week. Tulok the Cardbarian is where we've got the Magic the Gathering content, and Tulok the Barbarian is where we're making the D&D 5e homebrew. Hope to see you at all the channels.